Welcome to the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman, founder and partner of Heischman Financial Services, serving the Columbus area. Jon is an independent financial advisor. That means he's unbiased and he works in your best interest. Jon specializes in safe money retirement planning, working together with you to achieve your ideal retirement. And now it's the Safe Money and Retirement Show. Here's Jon Heischman.
You have tuned in to Safe Money and Retirement. I'm your host, Jon Heischman, and I want to thank you for joining me. And don't forget to listen to past podcasts by going to my website, HeischmanFS.com. I'll spell that for you. HeischManFS.com. And that, of course, stands for Heischman Financial Services. I can be reached by calling 888-426-0177. Once again, 888-426-0177. As a retirement planner, it's very important to me that my client's retirement plan is recession-proof as much as possible. So I want to talk about that and bring to the table some ideas that may help you recession-proof your retirement plan. Now, many economists feel there is going to be a significant economic downturn as it grapples with everything that has been happening in the last 2 to 3 years. One of the best indicators is 401k plans and IRAs that have been hit very hard since 2008 recession. Now, this is reported by the Urban Institute that tracks these numbers, which many don't see or hear about because typically it isn't publicized. Recessions are historically double dip, making this situation especially a big problem for anybody that is nearing retirement age or has been in retirement for several years now. Leading economists warn that the U.S. consumer demand will struggle to recover despite businesses reopening in various phases. So what about the odds of a relapse? Very possible, not just from the virus, but the economy itself. The so-called dreaded double dip is genuine. Specialists had predicted that the coronavirus outbreak would resurface as the SARS impact in 2003 and devastate the global economy, leading to a recession. Now, I go by what the economists said. I don't necessarily think that there will be, my personal opinion, but again, those that study past history as well as odds are warning us of a potential recession. So whether there will be one or not, the important thing that I want to drive home is to be prepared just in case there is another one coming up. The best way is to work with your advisor, express your concern about being protected, making sure your plan is recession-proof, or the other option is to contact me to discuss your plan as a second opinion. Or if you're like many out there today, your retirement accounts have become a house account where you have a 1-800 number to call for advice. Typically, that is caused by your advisor retired, left the business, or sadly, your accounts do not equal the amount of money that many advisors require in order to service your accounts, continue to give you advice because they have a minimum of $250,000 or $500,000. I'd like to hear from you if you're in any one of those situations. 888-426-0177. Or you can call me direct at my office, 614-861-7055. One thing that I'm seeing a trend which helps your retirement plan is get the best interest rate possible on your savings. There are many different institutions today that offer 4%, 4.5%, 5% or more with no restrictions, no penalties, no minimum balance. Over several years, this can add up with growth, helping to protect your money from inflation. Many of these institutions are online where there are no fees or cost because of their reduced operating expenses. Longer-term rates for 3 to 5 years where your money is tax deferred is available with current interest rates right around 5 to 6%, depending on the term. Over the past year, I would say 14 months, my business has increased substantially because of these type of plans. And again, one of the big advantages is it is tax deferred. Another idea, if you're still working, regardless of your age, or if you're near retirement, while markets are down and we see volatility, many are tempted to stop contributing to their 401k or IRA accounts. In addition, many might even think about selling off some of the stocks in your portfolio. This is something that you need to think about and get advice on, because many times in the longer run, it is not in your best interest, especially in a 401k plan where you're getting matching funds from the employer. And if you're ready to retire, make sure you are rolling over your 401k plan to a plan that has potential growth and is conducive to your risk tolerance. And many times this will give you more investment options to help recession-proof your retirement plan. Keep in mind, when the markets are down, this could be the time to be buying, putting you in an excellent position to grow your portfolio if and when a recession occurs. One of my favorite ideas when it comes to planning for retirement, make sure you have an income stream set up and available for your future retirement. Focus on your income plan just as much, if not more, than the accumulation of your retirement accounts. Far too many people plan for retirement as if it's a single destination at a specific time and only plan to grow their assets as high as possible. This is important, but in retirement, that income that you're going to have in your income plan is every bit as important as growth from those assets. And going a step farther, the income plan should be and should include guaranteed sources of income. So if there is a recession and the market is down, you're not left withdrawing income from those assets that are going down in value. What if low interest rates mean bringing on more inflation? What if life in retirement for you and your spouse lasts well over 3 decades, which isn't unusual today? These are all very important things to think about when building a retirement income plan. Once again, eliminating the longevity risk, outliving your income, is primarily done with guaranteed sources of income. And if you haven't looked into this as part of your income plan, you need to contact me so we can have a discussion about how to position some of your assets into guaranteed sources of income that you can't outlive. So what are we going to do? We're going to eliminate the longevity risk. Another idea, we don't want to rely on market conditions. Build a realistic budget in retirement that includes knowing which income you will use for which expenses. I like to help build a budget for my clients and separate such things as travel, entertainment, vacations from needs such as housing expenses, food, taxes, insurance that are fixed expenses. Link expenses to that guaranteed income I was referring to for sources of needs column. Here we have Social Security, income annuities, pensions, and other guaranteed sources of income. By doing this, you can take a lot of pressure off the income you need from investment withdrawals because adjustments can be made if market conditions allow it. You should take that trip from an account that grows from a good market year. Also, you might even practice living off your anticipated retirement budget to guarantee that you have budgeted correctly. Believe me, that budget is critical, especially the first several years of retirement. You're going to make adjustments, changes, but the key is to have that budget and know where all of your money is going to be allocated. Since many usually spend less during retirement than your income-producing years, doing so can also help you plan and put money aside for retirement because you won't be spending money on unnecessary expenses. And if a recession would occur, it's not going to affect you as much. I think pretty much everyone has heard that it's really important to cut down on some expenses and obviously eliminate debt. There's going to be some expenses that you absolutely cannot eliminate. But for those expenses that you can look for ways to work towards eliminating them, such as credit card debt expenses. If there would be another recession, the last thing you want to have is credit card debt. I'm going to give you an idea on fund your retirement with your biggest asset. And not everyone who reaches their 60s has a comfortable retirement package, meaning savings, IRAs, 401ks, all combined to make retirement assets. Many people, they just couldn't save as much as they wanted between their mortgage and other financial responsibilities when they were working. A recession doesn't help either, but homeowners do have what you might say a secret weapon, and that is home equity, such as a reverse mortgage. More and more people today are using the equity in their home as a retirement income supplement. 10 years ago, I never thought that it would be so popular or get to the point where, as a planner, it needs to be a potential asset or option for additional money to fund a retirement income plan. As it continued to grow and become very popular, I had to learn about, study, take courses on reverse mortgages, home equity loans, and all the different ways to use that money for retirement. Now, I do want to say you need to be careful. It's not for everyone, and you want to make sure it is for you and to know the disadvantages of exercising that option. And I am here to help you, show you the advantages and disadvantages, and to help you decide, because there's so many other things involved in each person's individual situation. I'll give you my number again, 888-426-0177, 888-426-0177, or go to the website HeischmanFS.com. This is your host, Jon Heischman, with Safe Money and Retirement. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you continue to listen to the Safe Money and Retirement podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman. To get your retirement planning on the safe track, reach out to Jon at Heischman Financial Services. Call 1-888-426-0177. That's 1-888-426-0177. Or visit their website at HeischmanFS.com. Listen in again next week at the same time for the Safe Money and Retirement Show with Jon Heischman.